Good day, this is Ray. Today is Friday, December 23rd, 2022. For me, another day of social distancing and freezing. I just checked and the weather outside, it is 19 degrees. Now, I've lived in a lot of different climates. I lived in temperate climates, very cold climates, extremely hot. And I would say by far, I hate the extreme heat, but I also have a very strong dislike of the cold. Now, if you've been keeping up with my journey, diagnosed with lupus 2019, started budgeting last year for the first time and been sticking to it. And that's been going well. And I think I'm sort of going to the extreme end of budgeting where I don't want to use my heat. Now, I'm using my heat, of course, but I'm not going crazy with it. So, like, I have my thermostat turned down right now to about 64, 65. And I'll probably keep it there. And I got to make sure I have my sinks on just a little bit. And maybe turn on my shower just a little bit so my pipes don't freeze, because I think tonight it's supposed to be 9 degrees. So I don't plan on sleeping outside. I'm definitely going to bundle up. I'm definitely going to save some money. So this is really just a recap of 2022 financially, taking a snapshot of what I've spent, and I'm going to look at my prescription spending, my medical spending, whether or not I met my deductible out-of-pocket maximum, and then a look at my consumer debt pay down. That's a big part of it. So first, take a look back to 2020. Actually, 2019 was the first time I started taking medications, but really that number I kind of had to throw out the window because I was taking a lot more medications at that time, and I didn't utilize a lot of the benefits that I have. So a lot of that was out of the pocket, so that kind of skews the pattern of how I was spending. So in 2020, out of pocket, I spent $598.06 towards medications. I don't have the exact number of how many fills that was. As a matter of fact, I don't have the number of fills for each one of the years. But they were relatively around the same amount of fills, prescription fills. And in 2021, went up just a little bit to $608.70. The biggest jump was this year, actually, partially due to inflation. Also, I added another prescription this year. So it is currently at $644.92. I think next week I have to refill the medication, but that's going to be that's actually going to be cheaper because, and I will talk about that later, my deductible. Another year, another deductible met. So there's my prescription spending for the past 3 years, which leads into my medical spending. So for my company, the deductible is $1,600. The out-of-pocket maximum is $4,600. I hate to say that 2019, 2020, 2021, now 2022, I'm at my deductible, which means $1,600 a year. And in 2019 and 2022, I'm at my out-of-pocket maximum. So that was $4,600 and $4,600. Now, you can imagine that, this sucks. But if I didn't have health care, if I didn't have medical coverage as well as prescription coverage, that would be astronomical. It did definitely hurt, but I'm glad to say that I'm budgeting and preparing for a lot of things, and plus I have an HRA, which is a health reimbursement account. And as long as I do things like have a physical, answer surveys, talk to nurses, then I get some money put into that HRA, and that can go towards my my appointments, my doctor's appointments, as well as any procedures I may need to have. Excuse me 1 second, I got to blow my nose. Okay, so imagine if that money went towards my emergency fund, or paying down my debt. Then this process might be a little bit easier, and that's why I try not to compare myself to others and the pace that they're paying down their debt. And really, I'm not, envious of where somebody is. Everybody's in a different position. They may be making more money. They may be making less money. They may have a higher debt than I do. They may have a lesser debt. So if you're looking at this and you're wanting to pay down your debt, don't compare yourself to others and what situation you're in or they're in. You just really don't know what's going on in their life, and just focus on the things you have to do. Don't be envious. So when I talk about consumer debt, and I have a definition from Investopedia.com. I'll go ahead and read it and put it up on the screen. Consumer debt consists of personal debts that are owed as a result of purchasing goods that are used for individual or household consumption. Credit card debt, student loans, auto loans, mortgages, which I track separate from the consumer debt. I call it non-mortgage debt, and payday loans are all examples of consumer debt. So when I first started on my journey, I had different types of consumer debt, which I pretty much consolidated into two separate loans: medical debt, credit card debt. Other debt are, like installation debt, such as paying off a cell phone. I think that's pretty much the only other kind of debt, but that you can include like furniture, appliances. If you're paying it on installments, then that would be considered other type of debt. I had an auto loan, and I think I said medical debt, but anyway, that all that combined is the consumer debt. So what I have now are two personal loans and my student loans. The biggest part of that is my student loan. When I started tracking my consumer debt, when I got the full number, when I saw that number, of course, talked about this previously, I almost freaked out. 2021 February, to be exact, my consumer debt was at $97,520.57. I'm not a six-figure earner. My health isn't always the best. I was hospitalized 2021 for a grand mal seizure. So I was still going through the ringer. And, it seemed insurmountable, to be honest, and it just didn't have a clue as to how I was going to deal with it. I had a lot of credit card debt that I didn't know how to deal with. I was ready to actually file for bankruptcy, but I met Brad at TutorDayCoach.com that summer, and then, he said he had a lot of material that just put things into perspective, made me slow down and say, okay, it may be possible for me to overcome this hurdle, but to do it in a way that's different than I anticipated. So, came up with a plan as to how to attack it, consolidated those cards, closed credit cards, built the emergency fund, learn how to budget first, build the emergency fund, got that up, accelerate the debt pay down. Anyway, here's a look at my debt. Once again, $97,520.57, 2021. And then as of the beginning of 2022, my debt was down to $77,958.52. By the end of this year, the beginning of next year, because I'm finished with all my debt payments for the year, I'll be starting at $67,478.48. Now, that's cool, and I'll talk about some of the setbacks I faced in a later slide. But just kind of put that into perspective. Since 2021, when I started tracking, I've paid off $30,042.09 of debt, or 30.8% of that beginning debt. Now, a lot of that I got done in the first year. I was living with my parents, and that definitely helped. I was able to build the emergency fund and just really accelerate my debt pay down. So this year, I'll be paying off about $10,000 of consumer debt. Last year I paid off $19,000. But some of my setbacks which caused me to sort of slow down the pace, is that I took out a mortgage. First payment was in February this year, and HOA payments. So a big chunk of my income goes towards that. I got hit with a very sizable state and federal tax, and that pretty much depleted my emergency fund. I purchased a storm door. I had to get a storm door because there was an error coming through the door, and the weather, when it's raining, I'd open the door and rain just come in. And just for added security, so purchased that storm door, had my upstairs closet shelving fall down, and had to make repairs to that. Inflation, cost of food, medications, doctor's appointments, all those things, trying to figure it out. I'm taking a class, and that class costs $850 to enroll in and take. I'm actually just finished studying for that. It's a 10-week course. I'm going to be scheduling my exam first week in January. Hopefully I'll pass it the first time around. I'm not the most intelligent person there is, but I'm going to give it the old college try. I take that back. I did horribly in college. I don't know how I got my degree. I'll do the adult try where I actually do put in the effort. So $850 right there. I spent a bulk of the year trying to replenish my emergency fund. I'm not there yet. I intend on having my emergency fund replenished, Lord willing, in April of next year. That's the plan. So this has been a very long video. If you made it this far, feel free to like, comment, subscribe, hit the bell for notifications. You'll know when I'm going to post my next videos. I don't plan on posting any more videos this year. I apologize for my attire. I know I look like a black Rocky Balboa. Well, really, I look like an older version of the younger version of Creed. That would make more sense. That's a great movie. So, the Rocky series and Creed, get really good movies. Anyway, I want to encourage you, if you're even considering going down the path of budgeting, go check out brad@zerodaycoach.com. You can leave comments with me. At some point, I'll probably start teaching this, but right now I'm in the midst of doing this. Sticking to it. I'm learning everything I need to learn, but I'm not an expert at this. It's just I'm showing you everything I'm going through, and I'm doing my best to get through this. There's a lot of stuff to learn, a lot of things that I want to get better at, and I'm just glad that you're willing to share a little bit of time with me. Hope you all have a Merry Christmas, Happy Holidays, and if I don't see you before 2023, have a Happy New Year. Thank you for watching. You all take care.